All right, so we are live here on the uh, Facebook Fabulous Entrepreneurs. I have today a incredible guest. Her name is Chris M, and she's an expert at relationships. She's an author. She has a book, a really good book, Intuitive Coach, Hypnosis, and she works with highly sensitive people. She's a specialist at it. She's wow, she knows a lot. She knows her stuff. And welcome, Chris. Could you introduce yourself a little bit to my audience?
Thank you, Fabio. It's great to talk with you. Yes, my name is Chris M Lyon, and I have helped clients with breakthroughs, really in a lot of their personal lives for over 20 years. I work especially with highly sensitive people and relationships as well to help people take that to another level. And I also have done hypnosis and learned a lot about the mind over that time and the amazing things that the mind can do. So yes, I've written a book on relationships, and this is like a big purpose for me to help people have a better relationship with themselves and others. So thank you for having me here.
Super grateful to have you. And so my audience is all entrepreneurs, and one thing that I've been doing myself, and I've talked to you about this on your TikTok live, is I'm doing visualization. So I have this uh, like this book where I have images of where I want to go, and so I can get familiar with what I want in my life. Like I have the perfect dream woman that I want, like blonde hair, it's just everything there. And so I'd love to you to share your thoughts on visualization and how it can help you, um, manifest what you want.
I'd be happy to do that. The reason this is so exciting to me, this subject, and I know you're really big on it too, and I'm glad you're doing that visualization. It's so powerful. And as you and I both know, we've talked about being able to manifest things in our, like your life, how I've manifested in my life. And it's very powerful to use visualization with this. So the reason that I love it is that I've seen the results with clients when I've had them visualize. And when I've used it in hypnosis, when I've used techniques or just taught them some visualization. So the results are amazing. I've had people who are able to walk again, able to eat again, people who are professionals in clinical fields who couldn't pass their board exams, who end up being the top of the class in their scores after they do this work. So it's tremendously important that people who have a dream, people who have a purpose, have goals, that they use visualization. Now, let me talk about the mind real quick. I'm going to tell you guys something about your unconscious mind. There's the conscious mind, which is what we're reasoning with, and it's critical thinking, what we're talking with. But there's the unconscious mind too. And the unconscious mind has just a few jobs. And one of them is to respond to your commands. And the biggest command that you can make, the biggest, most powerful type of command is visualization. Well, I want to explain and make that really clear. It's not just seeing something. It's not just imagining how something looks. Visualization in this case is not real clear. What needs to happen is you need to be in the moment. You need to sit and close your eyes, and in your mind, you need to actually see and hear and feel and experience whatever you're wanting to manifest, experience it happening in the now, like in that moment in your mind. Now, this is the most powerful command you can make to your brilliant unconscious mind. And here's what it does. It takes that as a command. Your unconscious mind doesn't think in positive or negative terms. It doesn't question you. So if you tell your unconscious mind that you're stupid or weak, and you keep telling it that, it will believe that as truth, and it will treat you accordingly. If you tell your unconscious mind all these good things and how you're able and how you're strong and you're insightful and you're driven and you're resourceful, it will take that as truth. So what you have to do is really imagine yourself experiencing and being and living what you want. And you really have to sit with it and fully feel it and see it. And use as many of your senses as you can. So your unconscious mind will take that as this needs to be reality. It'll take it as truth, because the most important thing I'm going to tell you is the mind, the unconscious mind, doesn't make a difference between strong visualization and reality. It doesn't know the
Wow.
difference, right? So you keep visualizing that over and over and over and over. Those are powerful commands, and your mind will say, okay, we need to make this happen. This is reality. So it will treat you as if it's reality. It'll put you in the right place at the right time, like how everyone's on here with Fabio. It will give you insights and information. It will motivate you. It will help you manifest and meet the right people, the right connections. It'll help you with guidance. It will do all these things to make it your reality. Now, when I used to ask clients about this, let's say I got a doctor in the office or a professional athlete, right? Or a teacher. And I would ask them, I would say, while you were getting your training in this profession, were you imagining practicing medicine? Were you imagining making these plays or these moves in sports? Were you imagining doing these winning things that you really passionately wanted to do? And they would say yes. So it doesn't push you toward the goal, it pulls you toward the goal when you use this visualization. So it's very important to make this a part of your practice on a regular basis. And I'm going to add to that real quick that many of us were already conditioned with negative things. We were already conditioned with, you're lazy, you're stupid, why can't I be like everyone else? Entrepreneurs are very unique people, and they stick out, they're outliers, and they want different, and they want more, and they work differently, and they put more into what they want. And so they were told by other people things that were so negative, and that got reinforced and reinforced as their truth. So in my type of work, we rewire that and we recondition it. You literally make new connections in your brain. It's scientific. It's called neuroplasticity. And you literally make new connections in your brain when you're telling yourself different things and visualizing as if you are already successful. So there you
Wow,
go.
so many golden nuggets. I mean, this is worth rewatching. Um, so the idea of paying attention and really feeling, like imagining and feeling it at the same time, right? So you have to be present, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said we attract it, and we do, because it's interesting. I'm traveling now, and before I came here, I did this on my visualization thing. I have for business, for things I want to have, where I want to travel. And then the last thing I did was, okay, what's my dream girl? And so I put the colors of the eyes, the colors of the hair, just everything. And it's interesting that when I see a blonde girl, it's like my eyes just go, because
Mhm.
I visualized it. And so it's amazing how it attracts it to you when you visualize it enough times and daily. It really makes a difference. And like you said, um, it's incredible, like, and also when you say like entrepreneurs sometimes have these wrong visualizations, like their life, like it came from other places, right? And if you don't have kind of visualization, you're kind of lost, right?
Yeah, it's old stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know if you can imagine this or you can maybe relate to this. It's like old tapes playing in your mind that are destructive or counterproductive, that are keep holding you back. And that is early programming. So everything I've talked about so far is reprogramming. That's what it is.
Reprogramming.
Mhm. And it literally is, I'm talking about neuroscience. This isn't any
Mhm.
woo-woo anything or any, kind of like, it's not a concept. It's scientific that you can
Yes.
create new connections. Now, the connections need to be created. So if you use the visualization and you say those things over and over, it forms a new connection. And that new connection will work instead of the old connection, because that's no longer used. So it's really important to overwrite or replace the old wiring or the old programming, conditioning, with new thoughts and visualization. And you do it over and over and over. You can't just visualize one time and be okay. Just like you look at those things, you repeat it, you think it, you look at it, and now you're more drawn to those things. Now you notice those things more. Now you can bring more of that in your life. So you really have to take that new conditioning, that new visualization, the new, inner dialogue, your the way you talk to yourself. Those are commands. Those are all commands. So the new commands help to rewire your mind to make you be able to be successful, to be a manifester of what you want, not what someone else chose before, not what originally a caregiver used to say to you because of their own insecurities or their own ignorance. You get to build it now. You get to reprogram yourself now. It's our choice now. And so entrepreneurs, when they realize that, it's so empowering because they realize all that old stuff isn't true. I don't have to live according to that anymore. And that's what a lot of entrepreneurs do. They say, no, I want to make a new way. That takes a lot of self-talk commands and a lot of visualization commands. They're all commands to your powerful mind.
Wow, I love when you say commands because it's commands. Wow, that's beautiful. Because it's a decision we make, right? Also, um, yeah, that makes so much sense. What you just talked so far. Now, in terms of yeah, I've been doing this lately. The thing is, I did this back in it, like I did before. I used to do, these boards that we put on the back with pictures, but that was not enough. Now it's like I have to have a lot, and the new connections just make it happen. It's so true. Now that you have so much experience with the subconscious mind and everything, so you say it's a command we give to the subconscious mind, and then it works itself, right?
Yes. And you have to do it over and over because neuroplasticity, or forming new connections in your brain, in your mind, it happens with two things. When you're an adult, it happens with focus and repetition. So you have to do it over and over and over, and you have to focus on it. You do it over and over and over, and you focus on it, and you have to be emotional about it, and it forms new connections. So a lot of people form new connections and don't even realize that they do this. Sometimes when we learn a new skill or we learn a new electronic device, we
Hmm.
focus on learning it and we do these things over and over and over. And after a while, you can do it without looking at it. You can do it without even thinking of it. That is new connections that were formed. That is new programming. That is neuroplasticity. Why not do that with your life? As an entrepreneur, show up on a regular basis. Show up as if you are absolutely successful, as if you are actually really this business owner and this person that has this purpose and that you're actually doing it. Show up like that, even though, yes, you will have rough times, you will have doubts, you will have hard times, but continue to work on that wiring, continue to visualize in the moment, and it will make your problems smaller, and it will help you to be more resourceful to power through and to get those things done and to really get your milestones, really to make the accomplishments. And when you make those accomplishments, you want to tell yourself, great, that's to my credit. I did it. I did a great job. I can continue forward. You build momentum. So the more we think these ways, the more we become them, because we really do become what we think. And unfortunately, we've got about 60,000 thoughts or more a day. And about 90%, 85 to 90% of those thoughts, we just continue and repeat every day. People don't realize that because a lot of it's unconscious and it's habitual. So it's going to take focus to think these new things instead of, I'm lazy, I can't have other things like other people can, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. We need to say, I get to have this. If other people can have it, I can have it. These people got successful by failing over and over. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get successful. No matter what it takes, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to talk to whoever I can talk to. I'm going to invest. I'm going to prioritize it in my life, whatever I can do, because I am successful. I'm knowledgeable about this and I'm successful and I'm getting better and better at it. All that kind of talk and visualization has to happen over and over and over, or you're just playing. It's not gonna take. because that old programming will continue just to be the default, right?
Wow, absolutely. It makes so much sense. Wow, this is really powerful stuff. When you say every day, I do normally 30 minutes visualization every day. Um, and also, it's interesting. You actually, I've learned this from you because you said to really be in the present moment. And so I do this meditation now. You teach me this method of paying attention to like a stream of flow of water coming in, and you're just paying attention to it, and it's just flowing in. And I've tried this, and I told you it is amazing because you get into this flow state. Um, so I really recommend you guys watching uh, just to try it out. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, and isn't it easy, Fabio? Isn't it? Don't make it complicated. There's no reason to make it complicated. Just start. If you haven't done that before, just start and do it for 2 minutes, and then make it into 3 or 5 minutes. And the reason, you can imagine a light flickering like on a candle only and focus on that, or the water flow, because I like what you said about the flow. Also, that could represent the flow of abundance and of success and progress. And that flow, the reason you focus on that in your mind is that is a continuous, like a rote movement over and over and over that you focus on. It puts you in the present, and it puts you focusing on this thing that isn't changing. It's just continuing to flow. And when you sit and you focus on that, it puts you in what's called a resourceful state of mind. And it has you in the present moment where you're able to manifest. You're able to take in what you need. You're able to adjust according to your intentions by just focusing on that constant flow of a waterfall. People think meditation needs to be difficult. My mother taught yoga for 25 years. She was in advanced programs to help with the heart. She taught many different people, many different ages. She taught professionals and athletes. And I'm telling you, she used simplicity. You don't need to get complicated. None of this is complex. The only thing to it is that you have to do it repeatedly. It's free. It's not complicated. Like I remember I told you about the meditation. What did it take? Maybe 3 minutes for me to explain it,
Yeah,
right? Easy.
and for me to do it, it was instantly. It was just instantly too. So it's just keep it simple and just do it.
Right,
Wow.
right. Now you
Great.
may have things holding you back. Like people may be held back, like, well, I don't have time for that, or I'm not going to be able to do this. It's too much for me, things like that. All that is old programming. Keep in mind, all that is old programming. Now, the reason that we have to repeat these things and focus on it to get this amazing manifestation, this amazing change, this amazing healing and empowerment is because the mind, and this is something else you need to remember, the mind loves the familiar. It's probably the main thing that I learned in all the years of hypnosis that I did. The mind loves the familiar, now doesn't it? And it will hold on to the old stuff because that's what it knows. And so your mind will fight you on these things. Your mind will question you. Your mind will say, we don't need to make that a priority. We can't make it a priority. Oh, yes, you can. Fabio just explained. You just imagine water flowing in the moment. That's amazing. And then you can have those moments where you sit and imagine yourself helping other people, closing sales, delivering your services and products, and it getting more and more well known and further out there. You can do this. You can imagine all these things in your mind. And so if you put yourself in the present and you do the meditation that he says, and then you put yourself in this visualization process, which is so easy, and you do it over and over, you're good. But I'm not making it seem like, oh, just do it and it's so easy. Your mind will fight you because it loves the familiar. So the answer to this whole thing is you create a new familiar. And that is that thought process, that visualization, the meditation that you spoke of. You create a new familiar and your mind will hold on to that. And that is neuroplasticity at its finest. Our minds are just supercomputers. They're supercomputers. They process amazing and they have programming and you can reprogram them.
Absolutely. I love that. That is so powerful stuff. By the way, Chris, I want to ask you if I have permission to uh, use this recording to add into my coaching program because I think this is going to be very valuable.
Yes, absolutely, you may. I hope it
Thank you
helps a
so
lot of
much.
people. Sure.
Thank you so much. And everybody watching, if you have any questions for Chris, we have 10 minutes. You can drop in the comment section below, and I'll get to her. Um, Man, that's so many golden nuggets you've shared there. You are an intuitive coach. You really know what you're doing, and I know the power of getting to work with a person like you because I've connected with a person that does similar to what you do, and he did some sort of hypnosis to me, and things literally changed for me, and that's what you do. So I want you, I'm gonna, I know you, so actually I have it here, I note it here. You have a, I'm gonna put on the screen, this is your link where you have all your resources and where people can get in touch with you. Could you talk a little bit what you have there and
Yes.
how?
Yes. That link right there is something that, and I'm on Facebook under Chris M Lyon. If you want the link, me to send you the paste the link in, but that link, it shows all of my socials. And so social media, it shows my website where I offer something there for people that's free. It's an audio you could download, and it's only 3-minute audio. I was telling Fabio about this earlier. It's called Calm, Mindful, Wise Moment. And it's 3 minutes. You get calm, you get kind of peace and calm. And also you tap into your wise self. You get some kind of a message or some kind of insight that you get to receive from that time of being in the present. This is really powerful. I have clients who use this and just swear by it. You could use it every day if you want. It's really helpful for anxiety, for really being productive, for understanding yourself more, a bunch of things. So I have that in the link tree too. You can see that. And also I work with highly sensitive people. If you want to know if you're a highly sensitive person, which a lot of entrepreneurs are, and I am as well, you can take the test, which is free to see if you're an HSP. And that will tell you more about yourself. So I do have some good resources in there that are helpful that you can use right away. And I hope that you guys, take a look at that and get everything you can get out of it. There's some really cool stuff in there. Now, as far as my background too, if we have any questions, let me know. But my background, I've used the same thing I teach. So I'm a highly sensitive person, and I actually have PTSD, which CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic trauma disorder. So I've had a lot of trauma in my life, early in my life and throughout much of my life. And I have made changes to my wiring. So I am able to not be ill and disabled and sick. And so I'm able to be productive and empowered and to help share this message to other people. I've used what I have learned, and I have gone to numerous places to learn these things. I've worked very hard to learn them. The last thing is I got a certification in applied neuroscience and brain health. I'm a Reiki master. I'm a board certified in hypnosis. So I've taken this stuff seriously. And the more I learn about the mind, the more I learn that I don't know. So there's always learning, but I've used these things to change my life, to help with my healing and empowerment. And I've used them successfully. And that's how I've been able to teach them to clients over the decades. So I hope you guys get some use from the link tree. Hope it helps.
Yep, absolutely. There's some good resources there. I've looked into myself. It's really cool. Check it out, guys. We have a few. So I don't have the YouTube comments here, but if as we go later on, if anybody has a comment, I'll get to Chris and she'll answer it and I'll reply to you guys. But we have here a comment: create a new familiar. Smiling. Thank you for this. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, creating a new familiar. It's something I learned from Chris. It's really powerful. Your new familiar, you create your new familiar, and that's what you will attract your new programming, right?
That's your default. So we got some familiar things programmed without even realizing it, and by a lot of other people too. So now we get to say, well, what is our truth? What is our truth? And we get to program ourselves according to our truth. So we get to create a new familiar. I feel bad for people who don't realize this. And everyone here has done some of that. You just may not realize it. But creating a new, because people say, what do I do? I had trauma. I've had failures. I've had business failures. I have health issues. What do I do? If my mind lives a familiar, then I'm stuck. What do I do? You create a new familiar. And we just told you how to do it. We just discussed how to do that.
Absolutely, and just take the time to actually do it because, in my opinion, and like Chris, it's very important. I believe it's more important than anything else because it's what's going to create the new thing, right?
Yes.
It's like if you want to create a new version of yourself, whatever you want out of life, then this is your tool, right?
Yes. And this is the
And
way.
also,
You're right. To transform, to manifest, all of that. This is the way to do it.
absolutely, especially when people come into my program, one of the things that I like to work with them is like have them work on their vision, like their current situation, where they're at and where they're going, just so they can really, embrace this new version of themselves. But now, when I add this into my training, because this is very important, this part as well, because if you don't do this daily work, then you might forget of like the things you want to achieve, and the old programming will kick in and then you're screwed. So this is
Yeah.
like a must.
Yeah. That old programming will try to push back in. I mean, you know that. And you're very open to doing that work and continuing to learn. And when you're like that, you're able to change your programming, in which you've been doing. You've changed your programming because you're willing to think and do differently. It's not difficult. It's not a difficult concept, but a lot of people, your mind will try to trick you and tell you you can't do it. No, don't do it. You can't be like everyone else. You don't get to have nice things. It'll tell you these things over and over. Don't you think we all have to hear those things? But it's the easy way is to believe them. That's the easy way. That's the simple way out where you get nothing. So, try this. And even if you want to work with Fabio and try it for 30 days, and go to him for the encouragement, motivation, for the accountability. And, just give it 30 days and then see if you feel and think differently from doing this for 30 days. But it does work. It scientifically is proven. And I have seen it work many, many times with my clients, and it's worked in my life.
Absolutely. And let me tell you that I've been always like trying to find new ways of getting things done and just working more effectively. And one of the things that's been helping me to work effectively and actually get things done is actually doing the visualization itself because I'm imagining myself as being my greatest version, just being, getting things done and just being, and it really happens because I'm on a daily basis looking at it and just working on myself. So amazing. Wow, Chris, this is so much good value right there. You just dropped so much good stuff. I really want to thank you for coming in and taking your time to being here.
You're very,
So
very welcome.
thank you, Chris, and I will drop again the link. You guys should check this one out. It's the link 3 / Chris MLYON, right?
Yes.
And you guys should check it out. She's pretty good stuff. It's worth it. And thank you, Chris. It was a pleasure having you. And looking forward, maybe in the future we'll do another one. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being an inspiration to the world.
Thank you. I'm so blessed. Thank you, Chris. And great to have you. And blessing. Have a blessing week, and we'll speak soon. Thank
Blessings back.
you.
Take care. Bye-bye.